Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new video. Today I am going to show you our farm on Farm Sim 22. The first part of the farm, as you can see, is one of our fields. I'm quickly showing you the map to show you the field we are next to, and then I'm going to run you around the entire rest of our farm, which as you can see is what I'm displaying by my mouse here. So we're going to go from our canola field, we're going to reverse backwards to the field behind, which I believe is field number 50, if I'm reading that correctly. So on field number 50 we had a load of, I want to say, wheat planted on. So I'm looking forward to when that is harvestable, because there should be quite a decent yield. You will also note that on the fields coming up there is a giant grey item. I will try and show you that in just a few moments within this clip. But this is our wheat field, as I explained. So this is a giant field full of wheat, which is quite good for yielding. It's good for sheep, it's good for chickens, and I believe you can also use it towards the cows' food as well. So that is field number 50 that we own as well. My trusty little handyman, if you like, or my second farmer is Andy, who's been playing this game with me since I bought it. So hopefully you'll be able to see a bit more of him in a little series coming up. Who knows, there might be some little tutorial videos coming up if that is something you would like to see. The next field we're going along to, I believe, is, I can't see the map from here. Can I work out what field this is? This field is field 48 or 47, not quite sure which. But it's one of the fields a bit further along from the farm. So we have 47 and 48 and 49 in the same area. So I'm going to assume we're going to go to 47 first. We might do 48. I'm not quite sure. Yep, looks like we're going to do 48. So 48 is a wheat field as well. Decided to have plenty of wheat, as I discussed before, because you just never know how much of a field you're going to need in terms of wheat. A bit further along we go towards number 47, I believe this is now, and this is also another wheat field. Unfortunately there are quite a few wheat fields in this current video because we are still starting out and we are trying to harvest as much as possible just to get a bit of like a backlog of certain crops, and then we are going to test out trying some new crops, but we're just growing the ones that are the easiest to grow at the moment. We're going to move along to field 49, which I believe is where I'm going to drive to now. 49, I can't remember what we'd planted on this field. I believe this may have been... Oh, this is an oilseed radish field, so this is what we will plant if we can't plant anything else at that specific season. So as you can see, we can't currently plant wheat, barley, canola, so we've planted oilseed radish instead, because we have to wait until August and September to plant the other crops that we would normally plant. We're now going to head into the actual farm area, so away from the fields for a minute. So you're going to see me and Andy just drive to our left here towards... Oh no, I believe actually we're going to carry on and show you the very last field before we come round to the farm. I forgot that we decided to do it this way round. So we're going to drive into this field here, which I believe is field 52 off the top of my head, and this is also what I believe to be a canola field. Yep, so this is another canola field, and then we're going to drive along the main road to show you the actual farm. So I'm going to do a bit of a speed along the main road here to show you the actual farm layout. Now let's hope I can get through this gate without any crashes. Fingers crossed. Am I a good driver? Yes I am. I'm not very good in the game, but we'll see. So we have this field here, which again is canola. This is field number 46, so this is our canola field next to the farm directly. Eventually this field will be built on. As you can see in front of me, we have some buildings, so I'm going to run you up to those and explain those. But eventually 46 will be a field we build on. We have a silo on my right here that is for the I think that's the barley silo. I think I'm going to show you that briefly, but I believe this is the barley silo. So yeah, that's the silo filled with barley at the moment. So we either sell the barley or we'll use it towards animal food. Not quite sure yet. Bit further down, as you can see, is a barn that you start off with initially, but on the left hand side here we have 2 beehives, and that creates honey, which is what you can see on that pallet just in front of me there. You then have the barn, which you spawn in with, and if I quickly hop out and open the doors, this is where we're storing our green harvester at the moment. So that is tucked away in there. That's good for harvesting all of the crops when they're ready for harvest, so that just stays in the barn at the moment. And then underneath the barn, which is I believe where I'm going to show you next, is where you can like store your pickup trucks, etc. Pickup trucks, no, forklifts even. So we have a forklift under here. You have a little room here to your left, which I only discovered fairly recently, which is like a tool shed. You can also access the main barn from downstairs, and then there are some stairs upstairs, which are brand new to me because I didn't realise these were here. And this window here you can actually open, which was something I discovered while filming this video. So you can again close them. Then you have a ladder that will take you even higher, which I did not realise was a thing, so I'm just going to quickly show you that. There's obviously a window the other end that you can open as well. But yeah, I wasn't quite sure the purpose of being able to go all the way up, but maybe that is just because people like to do certain things. I don't know. So I'm going to go back downstairs and just pop back out through the door I came in through. Forklift truck's in there. I'm just going to shut the gates behind me because that's something I like to do. And then we're going to carry on. So we have a silo on the left hand side here, which is actually our wheat silo. So it's nearest the chickens, therefore it contains wheat because the chickens use quite a bit of wheat to keep them going. It's currently saying it's empty because we did just use up the harvest we had and our wheat wasn't fully grown. But as you can see, at this time of filming the video, there were 56 chickens. I then reduced this to 20 because 56 is far too many chickens to have in one pen. So we do reduce it and we try and keep it about 20 on average. From the chickens, we have a shed on the left hand side along with our giant yellow combine harvester, which is the additional one to our green one that we have. So I was trying to go into first person mode here to show you this, but we have our combine harvester there with 2 different attachments. One is for harvesting, one is for doing like sunflowers, etc. We then have 3 tractors in the shed on my left, which I believe I will drive forwards to in a moment. Oh, accidentally hit the escape button. Yep, so on our left hand side we have a green tractor, a red tractor and then a giant green tractor. These are all 3 tractors we've recently purchased just because they come in handy for certain things. You never know when you might want a tractor going, especially when you've got lots of AIs as well. So again, we use various tractors for various things and AI gets involved. We have a giant trailer on the right hand side here, which is what we use to put majority of our crops in. So I think I'm just going to show you this silo, but we're calling this the other silo at the moment in front of us on our right because this is where we're storing canola and things. And so that's the silo we're keeping the canola in. We have the giant trailer next to it, which is something we've bought. And then we have this giant rolling machine. Now this is useful for rolling all the fields. You then have the normal shed here, which is where my cultivator, seeder and this truck lives. You have our house on the left hand side there, which is where you spawn in. Just going to park up the truck in here and then I'm going to run into the shed on foot. So we have a little trailer outside the giant shed there, and then in this giant shed is where we're currently storing majority of our machinery. Andy will be joining me in a moment to enter the shed. So within the shed we have our weeder with an additional seeder next to it because it is a weeder and a seeder. So that is that giant red machine. That's the seeding part. You also have the yellow baler, which is something we can use to make hay bales. This is also part of a weeder, I believe, that we've now sold because it was getting in the way and it was taking up far too much room. We have a bag of seeds here that we've currently already used, but those were there at the time of filming this video. And then we have the stone collector here on the left hand side of the door, and then on the right hand side of the door we have the giant cultivator. And the very last thing in here is the liming machine, which is what we use to lime all of the fields, the clues in the name. You then have a repairs area here, so if I need to repair any of our trucks or anything, we can actually do that here. You can repair various things. But that is currently our farm. There will be some additional things added to it since filming this video, but hopefully you have enjoyed. There are a few additions, like I say, that we have added. So hope you've enjoyed the video. You do have 2 doors that you can close here, and then we're just going to run out through the side door because that is what we can do. So you sneak out through the side door, and that is the farm tour. So hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.